Harbor Freight gets roasted, but for a garage build, some of this stuff is actually perfect. Today I'm building out my 2-post lift setup, and I'm testing what's worth buying cheap and what isn't. Welcome back to the Dream Garage Build. Today's video is a Harbor Freight haul. Building out the garage so it can actually work efficiently, especially under the lift. I bought some cheap essentials and a couple bigger ticket items that are going to make working under the car way easier. I'm going to break this up into categories: safety, lift workflow, tools that surprised me, and some miscellaneous pickups. Starting first with safety, these are N95 masks. I picked them up for $13, it's a 10-pack, and some impact-resistant safety glasses for $2. Can't beat it. Even if these are considered consumables, you can buy 10 of them and always have a backup. Every household and garage should have at least one fire extinguisher. Harbor Freight has two versions, a white and red. The white one is for marine situations, and the red one is for home and workshop situations. It comes with a quick release strap that's mounted to a wall bracket, so let's get this up on the wall. Not sure if these regularly don't come with hardware, but mine did not, so I'll have to source my own. I have this perfect opening on my Omniboard wall, and I got really lucky because 2 of the 3 holes line up perfectly with my Omniboard. For pins to go through, I just have to bore out the holes a little bit. Also, the faces of these are too wide to fit in their little grooves on the bracket, so I have to just cut these down. Looks right at home there. There's not going to be any obstructions there. I don't have to put holes in the wall, and it's pretty stout attached to this Omniboard. If you have an Omniboard at home, I highly suggest this method. Zip ties, 100-pack, under $4. We've got these shop towels, 14 by 13 inch, 50-pack for $15. Always good to have them around. Next up is this 6-piece wire brush set, which they've labeled here as a detail brush set. Not sure why they would say that, because in the traditional definition it'd be like detailing a car, which would absolutely destroy your car, but nevertheless I use these for rusty parts, stuff like that. It comes with a nylon, brass, and a steel brush, all for under $3. Along with that, I picked up this drill attachment kit for the same purpose. Magnetic trays. I think this is one of the best things Harbor Freight sells. They're inexpensive, they have a multitude of sizes, and they just fit everywhere. They're so helpful. I already have a bunch of them, but now that I have a lift, I can add more per post. Pick this one up. It's a much larger one with 2 magnets. 2 magnets means it's stronger, so the magnetic pull can hold up heavier bolts and nuts, such as my wheel lug nuts. Even vertically on the post, it'll still hold them in place. And then we hit the first problem. I picked up this ball joint separator for an upcoming project on the Corvette, but it doesn't quite fit the Corvette's ball joint, so I had to modify it a little bit. I picked it up for $20, not a deal breaker, but just something you should probably know about. Next up is the best buy in this whole haul. It's a 500 lumen work light. It is awesome, super robust. I've already dropped it a few times and it still works. It's very bright, it's magnetic, so you can stick it on any metal. It fits anywhere, it folds, it swivels, it's rechargeable. It comes with its own cable. Obviously in this day and age nothing comes with a brick, so you will need a USB charging brick to plug it into. But it's so slim, fits anywhere, very bright. The whole wheel well is illuminated. Awesome little light, only $30. Highly recommend you pick this up. Next up, a 2.5-inch clamp-on style bench vise. I wanted a clamp-on style because I didn't want to permanently drill into anything and have a permanent spot for a bench vise. I hardly use a vise and I didn't want it fixed to one spot for the rest of time. This one is actually pretty cool because it gives you both options. You can clamp it anywhere, so it's kind of a mobile, versatile bench vise, and the clamp is pretty stout. Or it's got 3 bolt holes on the bottom where you can mount it permanently anywhere. So I can clamp it onto my rolling toolbox and use it near the lift or anywhere in the garage really. The base swivels 360 degrees. It's got dual jaws, one grooved, one smooth, so you're covered for wood or plastic and metal. It's a really awesome little vise. Granted, it's only 2.5 inches, but it'll do for most of everything that I'll ever need it for. Alright, this is one of the 2 things I actually went to Harbor Freight for. an under-hoist safety stand. It's not a fun purchase, but it's one of those garage things that changes how comfortable and safe you feel working under a car that's on a lift. Basically, I wanted this for balance on the lift. So if I'm taking a lot of weight, say out from the front of the car, I want this in the back, kind of holding the balance on the lift, or to help me drop an exhaust or anything heavy down to the ground. More of an insurance purchase. If you've ever used one of these, the idea is simple. This isn't replacing the lift. It's just adding more support in spots where you want more stability, under suspension parts, for example, your subframe, or whatever. This stand has a 2-ton capacity, which is well above the Corvette, which is an incredibly light sports car, so it'll do for my needs. I picked this up for around 90 bucks. Not the cheapest thing, but majority of these stands around 2 tons go for about that price. And this one from Harbor Freight had almost 1,000 4.5-star reviews. What's that worth to anyone? I don't know, but it made me feel better about buying it. I guess for the people that this wouldn't have worked out for, wouldn't get a chance to review it poorly. It's basically all steel construction, steel post, pinned adjustable height setup, simple, no gimmicks. You want these to be simple. The more parts, the more points there would be to fail. The base is wide, the welds actually look decent. It feels way heavier than I expected, which is good. For the price, the fit and finish, honestly, very solid pickup. I'd feel very comfortable under a car with this support. Now, I will say, putting this together was very annoying. If you have a second set of hands, I would highly recommend it. It's not the easiest. I'll say it's just very frustrating to put together. I'll just leave it at that. It's very simple to put together, but an extra set of hands would go a long way. Alright, next up is this 5-gallon oil drain dolly. Obviously, being on a lift, the car is going to be considerably higher than what my drain pan, what I would normally use to drain my oil, would be. So you need a taller drain pan, essentially. Now, I didn't know why these were so expensive. I picked this up for 60 bucks, which I thought was expensive, but then I looked online and this is just how much they cost. I don't know why. This oil drain dolly is cheap. It feels cheap, it looks cheap, and when I put it together, it was crooked because the metal is thin. But it was 60 bucks and I was right there, so I picked it up. There is some special sauce I modified this with at the end that I'll show you that made this way better. But essentially, it's just a drum on a bracket of wheels with a long funnel on top. In my opinion, you don't really need anything that fancy. I mean, it's only 5 gallons, so it's not going to last too many oil changes. I don't want to get too fancy. I'm not a lube shop. I'll be doing a few oil changes a year on this thing, so I don't need anything crazy. As you can see here, the plastic mold isn't the best of quality, so I'm just boring out those holes where the oil is supposed to drain through, just so that they're open and clear of any obstructions. But some of these get super fancy with trays, transfer pumps. You can hook air into them and evacuate all the oil. I don't need any of that. I just need the fluid to get from the car to this drum without making a complete mess. The casters on these are decent. They're able to roll over all the ridges on my garage tiles. It does come with this cap that's also vented. And the top catch pan is decent. It's got these little ridges so it can catch any hardware that's dropped in there. But to make this go to the next level, I bought a no splatter pad on Amazon for 20 bucks. I couldn't find the correct size for this. This pad was 15 inches, so I had to cut it down. I just traced it with a knife, cut it out, and it fits snug right in there. So now I've got a splatter-free 5-gallon oil dolly, all for around 80 bucks. I'll leave the link to the no splatter pad in the description. Alright, that's the Harbor Freight haul. Some cheap essentials, a couple surprises, and 2 major upgrades that are going to make the lift workflow way better. Next episode, we're putting all this stuff to use. So if you're following the Dream Garage build, you're definitely going to want to see what happens once the lift setup is dialed.